Well, hello everyone, I'm Darth Browner, and welcome to a brand new episode in my Ace Attorney playthrough. Today is going to be part 1 of a brand spanking new case called Turnabout Samurai. So without further ado, let's rock and roll. You have disgraced me for the last time. Still Samurai, the pale moon in the sky cries for your blood. The moon? No, it is you who shall gaze upon the moon, for it will be the last moon you ever see. See you in hell, evil magistrate. Wow! The warrior's swords gleam as striking the moonlight. One has fallen, but who? Only the moon knows. Don't miss next week's exciting episode. The Dark Messenger returns. And it's October at Wright & Co. Law Offices. That rocked! See you in hell, evil magistrate. Whoa, stop waving that broom around. Oh, Nick, I didn't know you were here. Of course I'm here. What was that surreal show you were watching? What, Nick? You mean you don't know the Steel Samurai? He's only the most popular TV hero for young people. Young? Like how young? 10 years old. Then what the heck are you doing getting all excited? Hey, I'm only 17. That's 17, see? I'm a teen. Not like you, Nick. Hey, don't talk to me like I'm your grandpa or something. I'm only 24 myself. Then watch it with me. He's really cool. And it's really popular. When they asked grade school kids what they wanted to be, Steel Samurai was number 1. I don't really worry about kids these days. Gramps. Well, the Steel Samurai's over. I guess it's time to close at the office. I guess. Wish we had some clients. A month has passed since my trial. Mia's murder was the talk of the town for some time, but no one paid any attention to the Wright & Co. Law Offices. How am I going to pay the rent this month? It'll be okay. I'm sure some big client is just around the corner. Later that morning, in the next morning. Hello, this is Phoenix. Nick! Maya, what? It's still early. Is the Steel Samurai? Steel Samurai got arrested. You mean the guy on the show? Yes. They're saying the Steel Samurai killed a villain. Isn't that what he's supposed to do? Yeah, on TV. Yeah, on TV. No, I mean he actually did it in real life. He skewered a villain with his samurai spear. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Just come to the office, quick. Please, Nick. Maya's here watching television. Now for the morning news. The actor Will Powers was arrested yesterday. Powers plays the lead role in the popular kids show The Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo-Oldie Tokyo. He was arrested on suspicion of murder. The victim was Jack Hammer, who plays the villain known as the Evil Magistrate. His body was found still inside the Evil Magistrate costume. The samurai spear was found stuck through the body. Police believe this was a murder weapon and are investigating further. This has to be a joke. No, it's a nightmare. The Steel Samurai is over. The world is over. Yes, Wright & Co. Law Offices. What? Nick? It's the Steel Samurai. What? Yes, of course. We'll be right there. Let's go, Nick. Go where? They had the Steel Samurai down in detention. So what? So, I've decided this will be our first case. Let's go. What's wrong, mate? It's him in the flesh. Is that guy really him? What do you mean, that guy? Of course it's him. Will Power's our client. That's him. And maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but he definitely did it murder. At least once, maybe twice. Whoa, 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 whoa! What are you saying? Yes. Something wrong? No. This is getting off to a great start. I know, you're disappointed, aren't you? Disappointed? Oh no. No, it's okay. This is the real me. When I got the part of the Steel Samurai with that mask, I decided I would never show my face in public until the job was over. It's the kids, you know. I didn't want to wreck their dreams. The man's got a hairy chest. I guess it didn't matter. So much for dreams. I wonder what they think of the Steel Samurai now. Oh. Nick. What? He's a good guy, I mean, he's good. Yeah. He didn't do it. Perhaps you could start by telling us what happened. Yes, of course. It seems like it was only yesterday. Actually, it was only yesterday. The cast had come down to Global Studios for a run-through. We went through a few action sequences at 10 o'clock that morning. Then there was a rehearsal scheduled for 5 o'clock in the afternoon. But when 5 o'clock came round and the staff gathered at the studio, the evil magistrate was found lying in a crumpled heap near the set. They took off his mask and discovered that it was Jack Hammer, dead. He had been expertly skewered with the samurai spear. The samurai spear? Yes, it's a long spear that the Steel Samurai uses as a weapon. Maybe you could explain to me just what the Steel Samurai is? Nick, how could you say such a thing? I'm sorry, sir. I apologise to my partner. He's new to this, and a bit out of touch with the world. Hey, who's new to this? No, it's alright, really. The Steel Samurai is the lead character in a popular kids show. He walks the streets of Neo-Oldie Tokyo, fighting battle after battle against the evil magistrate and his minions. Of course, he never really defeats the evil magistrate, although I guess he did defeat him this time. Oh, I see. Neo-Oldie Tokyo. Who comes up with these names? Now, where were you on the day of the murder? Well, that morning I came to the studios at 9 o'clock. We went through some action scenes until noon. Rehearsal was to begin at 5 o'clock, but I was a little tired. So after lunch I took a nap in my dressing room. When I woke up it was after 5 o'clock. I was late for the rehearsal. I hurried to the studio and found everyone looking shocked. They arrested me on the spot and brought me here. So he was sleeping the entire afternoon of the murder? Some action hero. What will the kids think? I think I should probably check out the scene of the murder. Right, Global Studios. I'll draw you a map. Wow, Nick, let's go. I'm willing to bet $10 she asked for autographs. Wow, so this is where they make the Steel Samurai show? Awesome. Are you excited? Hey, you there! You want in? You gotta get him through me! Oh, sorry. We're lawyers. Oh yeah? Well, that's great. I'm security. And it's my job to make sure that gawkers like you stay out. Gawkers? Gawkers, sightseers, tourists. I know the type. You heard about the incident and came to snoop around. You used to day something horrible happens, all you can think of is sightseeing. Waste your time in a place like this. Don't you have lawyers? Don't. She goes on and on and on. but she is my favourite character in the series. Nick, will I grow up to be like her? Please say no. I don't know, it's possible. Hey! Listen when you're being spoken to. Use today. Okay. Presenting Wendy Oldbag, my favourite character in the entire series. There might be fits of laughter coming from me later on in the trial sections. Just to let you know, she is hilarious. Just wait till you see her interactions with a certain prosecutor as well. So, what do you do here at the studios? At Global Studios, we make children's dreams come true. In fact, in my younger days... No, you were a star? Only a little twinkle between the stars here, I'm afraid, dearie. Wow. This place has really gone downhill, you know. But 10 years ago, now that was a studio with dreams. Hammer was a big star back then too, he was. Hammer? The victim, dummy. The evil magistrate. He's been reduced to playing villains now. Not exactly the best material to work with. Can you tell me more about Will Powers? He's not a bad kid, but don't be fooled by his mask. You wouldn't want him on the silver screen without it, believe me. Ooh, meow. Little ladies watching would lose their lunch. Ooh, owned. Pass me that burn heel. That's probably why he thought the Steel Samurai was his big chance. Ooh, backhanded. No one was capable. Thought he was capable of doing what he did to poor Jack Hammer. We don't know for certain that Will Powers is guilty. Powers? Of course he's guilty. How do I know? I know everything. That's my job. What kind of person was Jack Hammer? What kind of person? Oh, if only you knew. Jack Hammer will live on in many hearts as the ultimate action hero. He was simply dashing in the Dynamite Samurai series. Should I have heard of that? But there was an accident during filming 5 years ago. He got an unlucky break after that. Reduced to playing the villain on a children's program. What's more, I heard they were paying him peanuts. It's enough to make you cry. Why are you so certain Mr. Powers is the killer? I was standing right here yesterday, I was. I was here from 1 o'clock in the afternoon to 5 o'clock, and they found the body. Now the studio where the murder took place is to the left here. So if you want to go to the studio, you have to pass by me. Only one person went by here between 1 o'clock and 2:30 when the murder took place. And that person was Mr. Powers. Yes, I saw him. But Mr. Powers says he was sleeping in his... God, I'm on Wendy Oldbag mode. But Mr. Powers says he was sleeping in his dressing room. Oh, I'm sure he would say that. He's no fool. But he was the only one that walked by. He's the killer. You can bet your biscuits on it. Is it about time for you to be heading home? There's nothing to see here. Move along. Actually, we're here at Mr. Powers' request. I thought you were suspicious looking. Show me a letter of request. And maybe I'll just let you in. This lady here thinks she owns this place, obviously. Hello, how was the studio? They all think I did it, don't they? No, not at all. Isn't that right, Nick? Right, not at all. At worst, you're a suspect. About the security guard at the main gate to the studio. Oh, that security lady? She's terrible. She called me suspicious looking. Yes, actually, she said the same thing to me before. Take off that mask, were her words, I believe. She sucks up to all the bigwigs at the studio. But let her see you stumble once, and she'll never let up on you. She's got some nerve. Do you think you could write up a letter formally requesting my representation? Of course. I just hope this will get me past that security lady. Ma'am, have a look at this. It's a letter of request from Mr. Powers. Yes, I recognise the bold, childish scrawl. Well, that was easy enough. To think he would entrust his fate to a youth of such unreliable appearance. Really? Anyway, you may pass. But only from here towards the studios. No going to the right. That's the employee area. No one allowed inside, pal, with my instructions. The good detective told me himself. Hey, Nick. Huh? There were maps in the security guard station. Hey, not bad. Those are 50 cents apiece, thank you. Well, time to go, Nick. 50 cents! Nice. Hey, aren't you that murderer from the other day? Ah, it's that confused detective. Hey pal, you know Prosecutor Edgeworth is all upset, and it's all your fault. We saw him sipping tea and staring gloomily out the window. So? Hey, if he's depressed, it's all your fault for doing sloppy detective work. Burn. Detective? I think you hurt his feelings. Oh no, I'm sorry. Well, I think his feelings are easily hurt. You're right, pal. It's my fault. I can blame other people all I want, but all I know, the truth in my heart. Hey, don't take it so hard. There's always the next case. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Hey, what exactly are you two doing here? Well, we're on this case too, pal. Huh? Hey, you can't just go round saying pal like that. That's my endearing character trait. I'd say he's a character, alright. Let's talk to old Gumshoe, shall we? So, how's your investigation going, detective? Well, it's... Hey, I can't tell you that, pal. Nick, maybe you need to be a little more indirect with your questions. Right, so detective, mind if I take a look at what you got? What I got? The autopsy report, the latest version, if you please. Right. Sorry about what happened last time, pal. Why was Mr. Powers arrested? Simple, pal. Murder took place right over there in Studio 1. Now, the victim entered Studio 1 at approximately 1 PM. At that time, there was no one other than the victim in the studio. According to the autopsy report, the time of death was 2:30 PM. Only one person went to the studio between 1 o'clock and 2:30. And that person was none other than Will Powers. No one else, pal. If you think I'm lying, ask the security lady at the main gate. Nick, if that's true, anyone would think that Powers did it with that kind of evidence. Thanks for cheering me up. About the security lady. Oh, that sweet old lady. What a charmer. Huh? Are we talking about the same person? When I showed her my badge, she gave me a donut and some coffee. Remember what Powers said. She's a sucker for authority. She even gave me a piece of valuable evidence. What? What kind of evidence? Well, that a photo. The photo of the steel samurai and toward the scene of the crime. What? Who took that? See that camera up on the gate, pal? The gate? You mean the one with the welcome sign? Yeah, whenever someone walks by, that camera automatically snaps a photo of them. Oh no, Nick, he has evidence. We're finished. Funny, for someone with hard proof, he doesn't look too happy. What's wrong, pal? You seem down. Don't look so happy when you say that. Oh! We'd like to ask the employees here some questions. Sure thing, pal. Go wherever you like. Of course. You're not going to find any clues I haven't already found. Ha! I'm glad someone around here seems to be enjoying themselves. Nick, let's go. We've got a free pass to the place. Now's our chance to check things out. Let's have a look, see. I'm a little bit, just too short rest it. Hey, good idea, pal. Detective, aren't you on the case? Well, yeah, but... Hey, us detectives get tired just standing around too, pal. Hey, there's a camera here. That's a security camera. Takes photos of people going to the studio. All you have to do is look at the data, and you can see who went where. There's a number plate on the camera. SC1307. That must be the camera ID number. The studio mascot. I guess it's a monkey of some kind. What kind of monkey has a nose like that? He's holding a sign in his hand. Right to Studio 1, left to Studio 2. What's up with that thing? That's kind of busted. Oh, the wind was pretty strong yesterday and the head broke off. Took that tree down with it too. The entrance to Studio 1. This is the studio where they found Jack Hammer's body. Let's go in and check it out, Nick. Hey, it's locked. It's like you need a car key to get in. Makes sense that they would want to keep the non-employees out. Nick, look! That security lady's in the guard station stuffing her face with donuts. Guess all cops like their donuts. Yeah, and they're soft enough she doesn't need teeth to chew them. Hey you! Well, are you satisfied Powers is guilty yet? Ugh, she had to make my life hard by giving that photo to Gumshoe. Why didn't you tell us about the security photo, Mum? Oh, that? Well, I just thought it might be more thrilling to talk with the detective himself. These things are important, you know. Oh, just to the left from here is the gate with the camera that took the photo. It's my job to check the photos every day, you see. This guard station is in a central position. No matter where you go here, you pass by my station first. Now, poor Hammer, he went to the studio just before 1 o'clock. The murder happened right around 2:30, see? The only one I've seen go through here between 1 and 2:30 was Powers himself. The security camera got a good look at him too. If he's not the one what did it, I don't know who is. Maybe it was you. Ha ha ha! Good one, Sonny. She thinks I was joking. Was the victim Mr. Hammer a popular actor? Oh, he was the biggest star in the studio. Was. Past tense. Oh yes, he was great as the bearded samurai. Where the flaming hell did they get these names? That too, yes. He shone the brightest back in the day. Making a star like him play the evil magistrate is a disgrace, I tell you. Hammer took it pretty hard, and who can blame him? About the security camera. Oh yes, the camera. It's automatic. It can tell when someone walks through that gate, see? Then it snaps a photo. Apparently, it records the time when it takes place a page or two. But I don't bother myself with those details. I just view all the photos on the computer over in the guard station. I check them every day before going home, I do. Nick, this is where they do all the behind the scenes stuff. Hey look, there's Power's dressing room. No one's here this soon after the murder, I guess. Let's take a look round. Oh, the step ladder. We've got to talk step ladders. There's a T-bone steak on one of the plates, minus the steak. T-bone steak, that would have hit the spot. You just had a burger. Yeah, but I have a second stomach just for steaks. What? The grate that used to cover the drain. It's a little bent. I don't think it would fit if I tried to put it back on. The metal grate on the drain here has been taken off. That's a pretty big drain. A kid could fit through there, I bet. Yeah, if you snuck in that way, you wouldn't have to pay at the gate. Well, if you want to leave that way, be my guest. Right. Hey, I'm not a kid. Let's see, cola, candy, chips, gum. It's so normal. I expect some cool theme snacks or something. Popcorn at least. Wait, look, samurai soda. Nick, try this. Ladies first. Doors to dressing room's not locked. Hey Nick, let's take a look inside. Maybe we can find something as a souvenir. What do you mean, find? You never know. It might be something like the samurai spear. We don't need a spear, and that's the murder weapon for crying out loud. Power's dressing room, so this is where he was sleeping. Or at least this is where he claims he was sleeping. No one actually saw him taking a nap here, did they? Right, there's a picture of him near the crime scene. I hope he's telling the truth, for his sake. This must be Power's bag. Hey, don't open that. Look! An employee card key. That must be Power's. It says Studio 1. Let's take it, Nick. Borrow. You mean borrow? The entrance to Studio 1. It's the studio where they found Jack Hammer's body. Let's go in and check it out, Nick. I wonder if this car key we borrowed from the dressing room will work. It opened. All right, we're in. She's way too happy for someone visiting a crime scene. What is it? You're real quiet all of a sudden. Doesn't it give you the shivers, Nick? That white tape, it's so real. Well, the evil magistrate did die here, and the steel samurai killed him. The murder weapon was the samurai spear. Sounds pretty real to me. The outlines where Jack Hammer's body lay with tape. His body was found still inside the evil magistrate costume. I guess that's why the head part looks like a helmet. Funny, I expected a spear stabbing would leave at least a few bloodstains. Guess the costume must have absorbed most of it. Look, a ladder! That's a step ladder. So, what's the difference? You need to stop judging things based on narrow-minded cultural assumptions, Nick. Right, sorry, this girl is out there. Hey, look, that's the chair the director sits in. I've always wanted to sit in one of these. Hey, Nick, take a look at that. One of those black and white balls they clap at the start of the film. And look, a megaphone. A real live megaphone. Ready, Nick? Action! This girl is more troubled than I thought. Wow, look at that camera. That must cost a ton. Yeah, so don't touch it. Whoa, it's heavier than I thought. Hey, you! No touching that! Sorry, my partner's kind of, no, I don't know. Who are you? Who, me? I'm an assistant here. I help with props and stuff, moving them round, ordering new ones, etc. We're lawyers representing Mr. Will Powers. Oh, you're WP's people. WP? Oh, Will Powers. WP, I get it. I don't envy you guys one bit. But do what you can for WP, okay? He never hurt a fly. He has to be innocent. Don't worry, leave it to us. Whoa, the theme that normally plays whilst Gumshoe is on the scene is playing, weirdly. I didn't expect that. Could you tell me anything about the day of the murder? Yeah, I was in the studio the whole day. I was the only assistant on staff that day, you see. Only one assistant? Yes, well, the studios isn't doing so well right now. And yesterday was only rehearsal for our action sequences. Oh, I see. In the morning, we went through the action sequences in the employee area. WP and Hammer were there, along with everyone else. The employee area. That's where Will Powers' dressing room is, right? Yeah, that's the place. After eating lunch there, Mr. Hammer went to Studio 1. And I saw WP go into his dressing room. But I didn't see either of them after that. Did you know that Mr. Powers was sleeping in his room? No, I wouldn't go in there unless I had some urgent message for him. I mean, it's his private well. What kind of girl do you think I am? Well, what kind? No, I'm sure you're a fine girl. I'm sorry. So much for getting a confirmation of Powers' alibi. What do we do, Nick? We haven't found anything. If WP was the only one who came to the studio, then he has to be the killer. They even have a photograph. Sorry, I know you're busy. Not really. Actually, there's been something bothering me. Aha! That's what I'm talking about. A clue. A lead. Well, I don't know about that, but that day just after noon, I sensed someone was here. Ominous music coming up. You sensed? Yeah, several times. Some other studio employees, maybe? No, I don't think so. The only thing we had scheduled was an action scene run-through. I was the only assistant here that day. I have a feeling it was someone from outside. Really? But wait, if someone had come in here, wouldn't that security lady have noticed them? Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry I don't have any better information than that. No, thanks, that helps us a lot. Anything helps. Let's go put that security lady on the spot. So you sense that someone other than the regular film crew was in the studio? Yes, I think. I think doesn't really cut it in a witness testimony. Nick, what about that security lady? If someone else came into the studio, she must have seen them. What? I saw that suspicious look on your face. I wanted to ask you again about yesterday. You came here at 1 PM, correct? And that estimated time of Hammer's death was 2:30. Are you sure that Powers was the only one to go through here? Sure as can be. But we have a witness who thinks there was someone from outside here that day. What? Are you absolutely sure you were here watching the whole time? Ma'am? Who was it? Who told you that? Who dares question me? Alright, you better tell me quick, you spiky head cretin. Someone's been complaining about the work I do, eh? We were just talking to the assistant in the studio. What? She's not even a full-time employee. All you young'uns are like that nowadays, putting him off. This and that and the other thing. Well, I know a thing or two about respect to your elders. Shame that you used to say, She left. Well, Nick, this is our chance to do what we can without her looking over our shoulders. Hell yes. The computer that runs the studio security cameras. Maybe we can see that photo of Powers with this computer. Yeah, maybe. Should I try the computer? There, entered. Hey, it printed out the data for that day. Let's see what we got. How is this a picture of Will Powers? Well, he is the one who always wears that suit. I guess that's why the security lady thought it was him. I don't imagine the detective was very happy with this photo as evidence. Something's printed on the back. Photo 2 of October the 15th, 2 o'clock. What does that mean? Maybe there's more photo data from that day. Nope, that's the only one in the computer. Hey, Nick. Can't we use this photo as evidence for the trial? Yeah. We'll put that security lady in her place with this. Right, we'll put her in her place. Hey, that's what I said. Anyway, let's show her this photo and see what she says. Wait, let's not, Maya. Why not? It's never a good idea to reveal your hand to the enemy too soon. Nick, you're craftier than I gave you credit for. Well, you could be the next evil magistrate. Hey, why do I have to be the villain? Relax, it was just a joke. So we done for today? I mean, this phone's what we needed for the trial. Still, it'd be better if we had some idea who the real killer was. Maybe it really is that security lady. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honour. The defence is ready, Your Honour. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October the 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well, I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well. I call a most familiar face to the stand. Detective Gumshoe. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studios, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there's a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here is Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m, security lady got to the guard station. Now, jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. Production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Your Honour, this case is quite simple if you ask one question, and the question is, what did the security lady at the guard station say? Understood. Let's call this security officer to the stand. Will the witness declare her name? My, are you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Oh, dearie. No need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names. Wendy Oldbag, dearie. So just call me Grandma. That's my name. So I was an old bag. Still, how the other children make fun. Could you believe it? But there was this boy captain of the class. He called me an old bag. Well, objection. I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony? Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, he was. And to get to the scene of the crime, the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hannah and the rest have been doing a run through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5 o'clock. Now the murder happened at 2:30 p.m, right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honour. Let's do this. There's something that really got to me. How does she know his powers? Let me get this straight, old bag. Ms. Oldbag. You've been saying since yesterday you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai defender in near oldie Tokyo. Ms. Oldbag, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, Ms. Witness. He's having trouble calling her an old bag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What? Even Edgeworth is surprised. The prosecution would like to ask the old witness, please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Wow, old windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof then. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his legs, see? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? So he had sprained his ankle. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. He broke a prop? Sure did. His own samurai spear. His samurai spear, the murder weapon? Luckily I was there with my duct tape to fix it. This strikes me as significant detail. Better write this down in the court record. Trip and fall? Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh! So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better? I kissed it where it hurt. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Oh, she was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. You may continue your testimony. I think we've heard enough, haven't we, Your Honour? Well, there is one thing that bothers me, which is... where is this Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the samurai, yes? And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Wills Powers. I suppose that's right. You sure, Your Honour? Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities. We have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defence has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. And allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honour. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 PM, true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. So, if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be this Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Saying odd there, definitely. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sir, Sonny. So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right, anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security data. Ooh, you know, if you wanted to work at a studio, we might have an opening. That very computer printed off this photo. Now note that on the back of the photo printed the words October 15th, 2 o'clock, photo 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 PM on October the 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo 2. Photo 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo 1 if it really was the only photo? Order, order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there was only one data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself. Me? Watch your mouth, whippersnapper! The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that's what it will seem to mean. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help! Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Somehow you're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldberg? Ah, that's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai. Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. I see. Your testimony, please. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it now, I remember throwing out one photo that day. Miss Oldbank, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it. Right, well, anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased? A fanboy. Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys, real freaks if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals and gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. When was there that day? Wait a second, didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside and well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain. I told you they were freaks. Owen. And they're kids. Children. Whippersnappers. Kids? So on the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Order, order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by on the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was a Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh yes, well we see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear. Impossible, I'd think. It's quite heavy. Right, as I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I raised the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there, that makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defence and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. Mr. Powers? Yes? Tell me straight, you were really in your dressing room. You didn't go to the studio. I didn't go to the studio, I was sleeping, honest. So who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? What? You should take care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? Doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick, what are we going to do? First we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right, and it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right, if we pick the wrong person we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all actually. Hey Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. Oh. What does that mean? Please don't say like that. Oh, we'll now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Wedgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter? Prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence. But there is still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defence disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order! Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you'll be penalised. Right, great, as if the stakes weren't high enough. Who was this person other than Powers that could have committed murder? It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag. Who? The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. This means whoever was in the suit knew about the morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about that injury. The security lady, Oldbag. What? Whippersnapper! Order! Is this true, Oldbag? Oldbag, that's Miss Oldbag to you! Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the samurai costume. Then slipped into Studio 1, scene of the murder. Why would she go to the trouble of wearing the steel samurai costume? Simple, Your Honour. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. She was in his costume. She could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent detective reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? Prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's this supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it? Is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there. Do something. What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers suspect in this case could be used to cast doubt on Ms. Oldbag's actions on that day. But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy, the one whose photo I erased. He's only a grade scholar, though, as you said. Second or third grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds, tops. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Oh, or is it be nice to the kids and means your elders' day? Whippersnapper. I have proof. Proof? Indeed, and that's serious proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder. Your Honour, the murder weapon was the steel samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible. I see. Well, wouldn't the witness care to comment on this? The windbag. Speechless? This has got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy. What was her name? Something old bag, Your Honour. And the prosecution will look further into this old bag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned. Wait a second! I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking at the wrong tree. Me? I'm talking. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk. Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. No, not to talk about? By whom? Oh, you mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Well, testify. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it. See? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honour. Witness the power of the old bag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Who were these people? Well, the director and the producer for starters. The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene with our director? Of course. Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it. So where were these people? The director was in this employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime and they had a meeting after that. Where? Oh, in the Studio 2 trainer. Studio 2? There was a Studio 2? Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head was fallen over. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? Your Honour, we have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defence's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Ms. Oldbag, and more information about these other people we've just been told of. I understand, Your Honour. This ends today's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Oh, really? It's nothing. Oh, well, should I... We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination. So Nick, have we figured out just who it was in that steel samurai costume? Could it really have been Old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Someone had to be the bad guy just to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Poor old Windbag, I kind of feel sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right, we'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks guys. And that brings us to the end of today's video. This has been Darth Browner, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give us a like and hit that subscribe button. We'll see you on the next video where we're going to be investigating the studios a bit more and finding out some more shocking developments. Ciao for now everyone. Bye!